Hello, guys. I want to start with this quote. I really like the quote. It says, "Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited about what could go right." So, great quote. I don't know if I'd put that quote next to the picture, though. Guy standing at the edge of a cliff. So, I don't know. I could see some things going wrong. But anyway, great quote. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited about what could go right. This is page 3 of your packet, Cupcake Powers of 10. And this is the infamous Mr. Doll. So we have the MR stands for if you multiply, you go to the right. And the two samples that I'm giving you today are both multiplication. So we're going to be moving our decimal point to the right. But on page 3, you do have a few problems where you have to divide. So move that decimal point to the left when you are dividing. Okay, first one, we have 3 and 6 tenths being multiplied by different powers of 10. So once again, so 10 to the first power basically means 10, okay? And the number 10 has 1 0 in it, so we're going to move that decimal point one place to the right. So we have 3 and 6 tenths to start with. We're going to move that decimal point one place to the right. The decimal point is now out here, so this first answer would be 36. Let's go to the second one. We have 3 and 6 tenths times 10 to the second power. 10 to the second power means 10 times 10, which is 100. Okay, the number 100 has 2 zeros in it, just like the exponent says. So we're going to move the decimal point twice. So the decimal point is between the 3 and the 6. We'll bump it twice to the right, 1 and 2. The decimal point is now here. I'm drawing with my mouse. So it's going to get a little messy. Anyway, we need to fill in this empty space right here with a 0. Okay, so 3 and 6 tenths times 10 to the second power would be 360. All right, and the last one on this first problem, 3 and 6 tenths times 10 to the third power. 10 to the third power is the same as 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000. The number 1,000 has 3 numbers in it, just like the exponent says. So we're going to move the decimal point 3 spaces to the right. So it starts off between the 3 and the 6. We'll bump it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. The decimal point is now here. Fill in the empty spots with zeros, and we have an answer of 3,600. Okay, let's move to the right. And this time they do not use exponents. They use the actual whole number. So this is a good way to show you the connection between what 10 to the first power is and 10 to the second power and so on. So we have 4 hundredths times 10. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to put the decimal points in from where they started, and then we'll move those guys here in a minute. Okay. Let's go back to the first problem. 4 hundredths times 10. I see 1 0 in the number 10. Let's bump it one place to the right. So our answer to this first one is 4 tenths. The decimal point is before the 4. Okay, 4 tenths. Let's go to the second problem. We have 4 hundredths again. This time we're multiplying it by 100. In the number 100, we have 2 zeros. Let's bump it 2 places to the right. 1 and 2. Our answer is simply 4 because the decimal point is now sitting here to the right of the 4. Okay. And the last one, we have 4 hundredths being multiplied by 1,000. In the number 1,000, we have 1, 2, 3 zeros. We're going to bump this decimal point 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. We have an empty space. We need to add a 0. This decimal point is now out here to the right of the ones place. So this is 40.